She called me a bitch, it's been years how I spot her. Seen how much of a bitch I be, buried her soul. When I blocked her, I contemplate they mental health, but for sure I be no doctor. A Betty will still fucking lame, I doubt that will ever change. Is there any hope as I sit up at the end of this bed? Tired of the re-up, covers got me losing sleep instead. Thinking about little niggas with no education, no rap sequence, teeth fucked up. Don't know about insurance or family dentist. Piece of the sky opens up, he realizes enough for what he's born with. Anger mixes it in one hell of a cup. At times I sit and ponder about the opportunities I never had. Even though I'm borrowing time, most niggas will never have. I guess 2020 is the golden year for me. 27 on my jersey claiming clarity. I gotta reach the mountaintop, you just wait and see. I'm coming back into myself, good vision and good health. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga when he widened up his nose. I seen a dream hit a nigga. He stood there declaring what was already his. Even though time seemed to slow, there he was, train lights shining on him like showbiz. He stayed woke long enough to see it. Ha! The train is on its way. The train is on its way. I told you, young man, every dog has its day. Stay put. Pick up my bags, I be free at last. Don't wanna hear another word from my bum ass past. I graduate to know what's fate and what's a fantasy line. I done walked the wrong path maybe a couple of times. Stepping through, I hope to see when people around you can't understand what it means to exist. So make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. I see my time around the world before I'm giving it up. I see myself living for me instead of living for her. That's rare. Two worlds niggas can never compare. Giving time to a world that'll never be there. So get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Yeah. Kimbro. Keep your head up. Gotta chase your dreams out the paper. Over time things change. So much bloodshed, it's a shame. Don't know what the future holds, humble I'll remain. Don't replace fear where trust should be. Right hand shouldn't know what your left think. Don't compare the size, focus on your team. Can't be myself, won't be anything. Grant me peace, I've been patient. Trying to find solutions without foundation. One life, bet not waste it. Gotta adjust with the times, be adjacent. What's fair, not equal. In life, notice you get no sequel. Sometimes my soul feel conflicted, but I keep my head up, prevent from getting wet up. And times things get better, till then Glock and sweater. I wake up, make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream.
All right. Welcome. We appreciate you for joining us. As always, what we want to do, man, we want to get into the topics. And without further ado, I think that we should probably more than likely start with the topic that's on my mind right now. And I'll say this. I'll say this for the people in the back. I believe that certain topics are just important for us to make sure that we hone in on and understand completely. I'm gonna lead this topic with an article that I believe is suiting, as we have CPS. They make a community school expansion. Community school expansion. So right here we have ABC 7 News. It says Mayor CPS CTU announced expansion of sustainable community school program amid budget crisis. I have some things to say about that. Chicago Public Schools facing $734 million budget hole. Let's take a look at what she says. Take a listen and look.
With an almost $1 billion budget gap, Chicago Public Schools has only 10 days to present a balanced budget. This as CPS, the mayor, and the Chicago Teachers Union team up to announce the addition of more sustainable schools. Dyett High School on the city's south side is Chicago's first sustainable school. It is a model that brings wraparound services and resources to schools, transforming the buildings into neighborhood hubs.
That means more mental health support, more mentorship programs, more community-oriented events, more access to resources for jobs, housing.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, Chicago Public Schools interim CEO, and the Chicago Teachers Union announced the expansion of the sustainable school model from 20 to 36 schools.
In our collective bargaining agreement that we landed in April, we made sure to expand this idea.
Expanding the model comes at a time when CPS faces a $734 million budget gap and with very little time to legally balance it.
We inherited a really reckless, irresponsible budget. We're working through a process now to ensure that, every single school building, that those needs are being met.
The mayor and CTU have consistently turned to Springfield for help, calling on the state to fully fund CPS under an evidence-based state funding formula that allows the state several years to adequately fund the district. At a hearing on CPS finances last week, lawmakers did not express any desire to help CPS close this year's budget gap.
Springfield isn't meeting, so there's no more money to be had there. Therefore, there's no basis for assuming there's more money coming from Springfield.
To help close the gap, CPS has already announced cuts to crossing guards and custodians. Civic Federation President Joe Ferguson says restructuring debt, more TIF money, and shifting a municipal employee pension payment back to the city will help. But it may not be enough. He expects drastic mid-year cuts.
Money is never part of any conversation that anybody is having these days except for making public-facing theatrical demands of Springfield.
The deadline for the school district's budget team to present a balanced budget is August 13th. The school board has until the end of August to sign off on it. This as students return to classrooms on August 8th.
Springfield.
The deadline for the school district's budget team to present a balanced budget is August 13th. The school board has until the end of August to sign off on it. This as students return to classrooms on August 18th.
It's going to be extremely hard for the school district to present a balanced budget by August 13th. That's in 8 days. And then the people that they're presenting it to, looking for them to sign off on it at the end of the month. So they're more than $700 million in a hole. I used to work at CPS central office. 2 departments, one customer service, the other one was marketing department. So there are a lot of different things that they do well. Other things are out of their control regarding funds and also logisticals. But we're going to focus here. It says here, Mayor Brandon Johnson, Chicago Public Schools, and Chicago Teachers Union, CTU, families gathered Monday as sustainable community schools will be expanded within CPS. Currently, there are 20 schools under this program. The expansion will bump the total to 36. ABC 7 Chicago is now streaming live. The additional 16 sustainable community schools will be in the Austin, Belmont, Cragen, and Inglewood communities. I grew up in the Austin area. Inglewood, I believe, is the south side. I've visited plenty of times. I was working on the new Inglewood STEM school when I was inside of the marketing department as well. Very familiar with Belmont Cragen. Alicia and Ariana Anderson both attended Fort Dearborn Elementary, one of the sustainable community schools. I could go to a lot of my teachers and we can talk about things, stuff that's happening inside and outside of school. Alicia Anderson said it wasn't like just all workbooks and learning. There wasn't a rift between teachers and students. It was like a big community. According to CPS and CTU, sustainable community schools integrate the needs of school, students, and the community. They are meant to expand services beyond academic needs. That includes extending the time a school building is open, offering families GED and English as a second language courses, health and wellness programming, and connecting the school with community resources. That means more mental health support, more mentorship programs, more community-oriented events, more access to resources for jobs, housing. Okay, talking about the families, the parents, the students. Diet High School on the south side of Chicago is first sustainable school. It's Chicago's first sustainable school. It is a model that brings wraparound services and resources to schools, transforming the buildings into neighborhood hubs. I believe that students can only succeed and learn when they are supported, and that's what this village model does. In terms CPS CEO Macklin King said. I wonder if the CEO was this lady here, Macklin King. What you see today is an expansion of community, an expansion of hope, an expansion of what young people deserve, CTU President Stacey Davis Gates said. In our collective bargaining agreement that we landed in April, we made sure to expand this idea. CPS already invests $10 million annually to fund its current 20 sustainable community schools. The move to expand the program comes at the district as it's faced $734 million budget hole, and there have been calls for the state legislator to step in. The challenges that we are facing are severe, Mayor Johnson said. So here's what I can say, that as a collective, we're working to ensure that, this year's budget allows for these investments to be maintained. And we're going to need those same parents who are concerned, like all of us, to work with the General Assembly to ensure that they are fully funded as a district. In less than 2 weeks, Chicago Public Schools must present its 2026 budget to the school board. A vote is scheduled for August 28th. We inherited a really reckless, irresponsible budget. We're working through a process now to ensure that, every single school building, that those needs are being met, Johnson said. The mayor and CTU have consistently turned to Springfield for help, calling the state to fully fund CPS under an evidence-based state funding formula that allows the state several years to adequately fund the district. At a hearing on CPS finances last week, lawmakers did not express any desire to help CPS. Okay. All right. To help close the gap, CPS has already announced cuts to crossing guards, custodians, also teachers, and also SPED and also English language learners. Ferguson says restructuring debt, more tax increment financing money, and shifting a municipal employee pension payment back to the city will help, but it may not be enough. Money is never part of any conversation that anybody is having these days, except for making public-facing theatrical demands of Springfield, Ferguson said. That's funny. CPS students head back to school in 2 weeks. Okay. So we want to do just a little bit of digging right now, because I have something that I want to say, but I want to be fully supported in this. I believe my word is enough because I've been around. I've been around for a little while. Brandon Johnson seems like someone who is very sharp, someone who I could learn from for sure, definitely, and how things are orchestrated unbeknownst to him, because he is a very eloquent symbol of Chicago. He's took part in plenty of meetings. I have no clue what's being said and what's going on. But I will say this. I want to look up these 20 schools that is a part of the Sustainable Community Program. Of CPS Sustainable. Okay. So, so these schools, what are the 20 of CPS sustainable schools? Okay, the 20 sustainable schools in CPS refers to a group of schools selected for their commitment to integrating community resources and support systems to enhance student success. While 16 new schools were recently added to the list, bringing the total to 36, the original 20 schools are part of a network that utilizes a community schools model. This model emphasizes collaboration, community engagement, and comprehensive support for students and families. Here are the 20 original sustainable schools. So let's look at a couple of these schools. So we're looking at Illinois report card. That's what I want to look at. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in some of these schools. I want to be extremely careful and extremely accurate in what we're looking at. That's what I want to do. Okay, so here we go. So we're looking at academic progress. What I want to do right now is go to the let's look at the IAR. So overall, so 2024, we see that about the percentage of students achieving performance level, it's about 10%. We got a huge chunk down here who are not achieving performance level. See, we're gonna peel the layers back nice and slow. These sustainable schools, I'm talking about the school, not the district. This is the district here. This is the district. We're talking about the school. So the district is performing better, but look at the school. More than 35% since 2021 have not been achieving their performance level goals. Not too many students are in the green. Now that's IAR. IAR is huge. Just to break this down for some people in the back, this display shows the percentage of students scoring at each of the performance levels of the Illinois assessment readiness. If a student group has fewer than 10 students, no information is displayed. So we have it here. So that's just ELA. Let's look at math. We look at math in 2021. That's coming back off COVID. I understand. 2022. This is terrible. You see this number? This school? More than half of the students are not achieving their performance level goals. So That's just one school. When we talk about these sustainable community schools, what's most important? What's most important is if the students not only have a basis or a reason for coming to school, but are doing things while they're there. They're learning while they're there. And if that's not the case, then my question is this. If students aren't learning when they're coming to school under these measures of a sustainable community model that's being integrated from 20 schools to 36, why are we implementing them now? That's the question. Why are we implementing them now? Let's go to enrollment at one of these schools. I'm sorry, absenteeism. Where is it? Where is absenteeism? Student attendance should be here. Chronic absenteeism is what I'm looking at, but maybe this breakdown here will be a lot simpler for us, for the people. Okay. So a couple of things that we want to make sure we highlight is what exactly is going on. So chronic absenteeism. This graph shows the percentage of students who miss 10% or more of school days per year, either with or without a valid excuse. Okay. So we're looking at the state right now. The state is at 26%. District is at 40%. School is at 41%. Not much higher than the district. My point is this. Students should be learning. So when we look at the academic progress, now growth percentile, I don't want to get too far in the weeds of things, but just looking at those numbers, the basic ones, we can actually understand what's going on. So when it comes to students that did not meet, let's say 2024, let's do 2023. Okay, 2023, the amount of students that did not meet as far as the school, it's above district. Partially met, approached, not bad, met. Okay. Let's look at another school. Let's look at Braden. What is this? Cameron Elementary. That's interesting. Let's go there. All right. So it says, I want to go again to academic progress. Let's go to IAR. Let's go to IAR. We're just looking at ELA. We understand math is important, but ELA is extremely important. So we have this school here, 2021, 2022, 2023. So above 45% of the school within, as far as the students, have not been achieving performance level. Now, these are elementary schools. What I want to do is this. I want to do a comparison. Now, I'm doing this live because I truly believe that, some teaching can go into this. So my thing is, I really want people to get past what they are hearing every single day and build out some sort of processes that will allow them to learn a bit more, to get past the narrative of what they hear and see every single day. Okay. So I want you to take a quick look at this. I want you to take a quick look at this sustainable community school model. I want you to take a look at this. So As far as the IAR goes, this is a pretty much a synopsis of what the students are performing like within CPS in those 20 sustainable community models that are being integrated inside of the Chicago Public Schools system. Currently, 16 more on top of the 20. This is the general outline of how the students are performing. We talking about everything else. We talking about what the parents need. You talking about after school programs. You talking about support. You talking about all these different things. How many of those students are learning year after year after year after year? Because that's what it's about. Eddie, we don't have to look. Every student is not going to go out and go get their terminal degree in a respective field. It may not happen. But they should be able to be growing somewhere. And if it's not to read and write and do math, if it's not with that, they're going to have a hard time fitting within the system because everybody can't rap, play ball, or be a streamer. I'm giving you the game. When it comes to education inside of CPS and a lot more of the bigger districts, as a parent, as a school community, you have to take ownership on your own. Build out processes from the ground up, which they try to mask it as if that's what they're doing. But we're looking at the first 20 schools that have integrations from this community established plan. A sustainable community school. That just sounds like y'all ain't have enough money to do what y'all need to do for the other schools, so you need help from wherever you can get it. You ask Springfield, they shut the door on you. See, I want to be sure that my message will land and lead you to actually what I'm irritated about. Is this the plan that you looking to push forward? To every single black kid that you go into when those 20 schools, 21 schools, when the schools open up. Now, mind you, you got about 500 schools in your district. I'm talking about the 16 plus, now 36. Every student is valuable. But we gonna go to a school that I'm familiar with. Let's see what they looking like. Need I say more? There's a clear difference. So you got the ignorant black people clapping. You got the goofy black people clapping. They don't know what they clapping for. Maybe it's probably because you didn't say 2 or 3 times as you was talking. It's probably because you got the suit on. It's probably because you got a nice cut. It's probably because we happy a black man in there. That's why. That's why they clapping. This the type of stuff that make me angry, man. And you know what you got? You hire people who don't look like you, who already know the game. Being nice, being positive, talking as if you're inspired to do good work. That only gets you so far when you got the mic in front of you. And ironically, I got the mic in front of me right now. I'm telling you, that only gets you so far. You're going to need plenty of other things. This live can't go past 7 o'clock, but I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. So, with that being said, niggas at the end of the day just trying to do their job. I get it. Trying to find some sort of solutions to tell the people. I get it. It's politics. But it's up to us as individuals. It starts in the household. No one man, no one system can do anything for you. We've seen that for 400 and plus years, man. We've seen that. So for the people who are not understanding why I get on live or different people try to actually not expose, but give you more information about the system, you should probably take heed and listen. So that's that. That's that. And I can't spend more time on it. But that's that, man. When I read the title, it says Mayor CPS CTU announced expansion of sustainable community school program amid budget crisis. The first thing I thought was, okay, you don't have enough money to do exactly what you need for the schools that were expecting the money. So you're going to map out this plan that expands a bunch of BS. At the end of the day, we want our students to be learning something. All of these schools, of course, are not developing the child holistically. They do not guarantee, when you take the principal endorsement, the 195 specifically, a teacher does not guarantee that your child will go off to be an astronaut. Their job within that grade level is to do the best they can so that they can provide themselves some sort of niche and be a fantastic citizen within society. However their means are within their own perception, life, ability. That's what they're there to do. So we need everybody on board, parents, communities, people who actually care. That's what it comes down to. And then you may need a little bit more than that. All right. So I want to go here. I want to give a drop real quick to Team Brightside because I said I would do it, so I'm gonna do it. So Team Brightside, a phenomenal juncture here. They are let's see here, make sure it's good to go. One team, one mindset, one goal. Please donate, join today. So I believe I would love to actually read a message. Let's see if they have a message up, but they are funding pancreatic cancer for children. So your contribution helps to fund the research that will eradicate pediatric blood cancers, including the pediatric cancer data commons at the University of Chicago Medicine Children's Hospital. We won't stop until no parent hears the phrase, your child has cancer. So as a Guide Star rated charity, we firmly believe in making a difference rather than making a profit. Please check out the FAQs for information on some of the organizations that your contributions will support. So while our mission is not easy, we remain determined. Together, we can save lives. Together, we can change the world. And you choose to donate here. So I'll put a link. I will put a link inside of here. I'll actually put a link on my Facebook. I'll put a link on the Instagram, and also I'll more than likely post a photo and give the descriptors on my YouTube channel as well. But the Team Brightside, so this is a triathlon. They raise money for it, and a give and take. The circle of life, right? They help raise money. They go out and they actually contribute in sort of a to me, this is like incredible. It's like almost Olympic style activity, man. So this is phenomenal stuff. We appreciate people like and get in on it. In the 12 years that we've been a team, we have trained 1,600. So I mean, they've been doing this for quite some time. So Team Brightside, help us fund cutting edge pediatric cancer research. Okay. All right. So we're going to see, it's 7:00. I do want to mention something real quick. I do want to mention one topic that I believe it was, for me, interesting, because we have people who are looking to further research and further the accomplishments of the existing cancer research today. And then you have people trying to cut that funding. Okay. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. It says here that cancer experts alarmed over gut-wrenching Trump plan to cut research spending by billions. Which is crazy. Jason Momoa. Jeez. I mean, how many Jason Momoa movies they gonna make? Cancer experts alarmed over gut-wrenching Trump plan. So it's interesting. We got people trying to actually help out. Then we got funds being cut. More people will die due to White House's plan to slash nearly $2.7 billion from National Cancer Institute workers warn. People protest the cuts, as you see here. It says more patients may die as a result of plans drawn up by the Trump administration to cut billions of dollars from the National Cancer Institute. Federal and federal government workers and experts have warned. Nearly $2.7 billion will be cut from the agency, which is the largest funder of cancer research in the world, a decline of 37.2% from the previous year, under a budget proposal for 2026 and the latest effort to cut staff and funding. Trump is on, who voted for Trump? If you voted for Trump, raise your hand. Trump cutting everything. These cuts are absolutely gut-wrenching. I know they are. We're not making things more efficient or better. She said, whoever this was, I believe, it says Lavick was fired along with a swath of probationary workers at the Institute in February, put on administrative leave in response to judges' ruling to halt the firings in March and then terminated again in April. What's being left is sort of a non-impactful, irritative work, and we're pruning all of the potential for a transformative science. I agree with you. Well, so Trump then kicked people out the country. Trump then laid down legislation like we've never seen before. Trump then pardoned people who were supposed to be in jail. Trump has, combed through the Department of Education, which he has no clue on what the hell is going on in education. Let's be real. But he combed through that, stopping funds with that. When it comes to cancer research, he's stopping that. Oh, and by the way, I want to squeeze this in also. By the way, Trump has stopped funding NPR and PBS. Trump, where is this money going? Trump, the money that you helped the millionaires gain when the stock market, that's why I tell white people, like you be trying to talk to black people crazy. You're not like one of them super smart, intelligent, super powerful white people, bro. Like stop. You almost a nigga, bro. Like stop it, bro. Like you can't call the stock market and determine whether it's going down or up. Hold your horses. Hold your horses, man. So, Corporation for Public Broadcasting, funder of NPR and PBS, says it will end operations within months after federal budget cuts. Okay? So federal budget cuts have happened. And this is remarkable to me because if anybody know PBS, man, I just want to say a real quick thing. PBS, you had Mr. Rogers, you had Zoom, you had Arthur, you had Dragon. Hold on, man. Top PBS kids, top kid PBS shows. Barney, of course, was a hit. Like, bro, this is crazy. Cyber Chase. Who remembers Cyber Chase, man? I know y'all remember Cyber Chase. Sid the Science Kid. All that's gone. Word Girl, helping your kid read. Letters, bro. Arthur, man, having fun isn't hard. If you got a library card, I know you remember that. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll. I know y'all remember that, man. I know y'all remember that. Caillou. Somebody told my brother he had a head like Caillou. These are memories. He's swiping them. Mr. Rogers, I heard Mr. Rogers was an actual cool man. Like in real life, he was an empathetic. Remember when Mr. Rogers, I don't know if y'all remember this. I wish I had more time. Remember when Mr. Rogers went and bathed his feet in a small pool with another black man? So they both were like bathing their feet in the same pool. People went crazy about that. Like the black man was like so dirty he couldn't like wash his feet with Mr. Rogers, man. Mr. Rogers is a clean white dude, man. Almost, you know what I'm saying, called him the N-word. Mr. Rogers was the real deal. You had Barney, the Magic School Bus, man. As far as I'm concerned, Trump, you're not making America great. When I think of America and some of the good things, this is one of the things I think about. I don't think about like, what do you mean? When was America ever great? I remember America being great when I came home from school. I had a bag of hot flamings and a bag of grandma's cookies. Y'all remember the small ones? They probably still sell them with the vanilla. And I probably had, I ain't gonna cap. I had $1. My dad gave $1 after school. I could spend it 50 cents when chips was 50 cents. And then at the end of the school day, I could sit on a small TV. It was extremely small. I sat right there at the kitchen table and ate my hot flamings and I ate my grandma cookies and everything was all right for that moment, man. And you gonna take it away from me. Magic School Bus. Clifford. I ain't really watched this. I thought that was creepy. You know, faces with trains on them. I mean, trains with faces on them. Zoom. PBS had Zoom, right? PBS. What show? Let me see. Between the Lions. Between the Lions broadcast. Who had Between the Lions? Between the Lions is on PBS. Man, bro. This is crazy. Can't hold on much longer. Y'all remember that? Man, bro. Trump, you an asshole for this. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This is something I will not forgive you about, bro. PBS was crazy. PBS saved me. I'm not gonna say it saved me from the streets, but I was excited to get home, man. Excited to see if the guy Cliffhanger would ever get off the cliff, bro. That's what I wanted to see. Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger hanging. I wanted to see if this dude right here would ever get off the cliff, bro. And you know he had to look at his book and spell words correctly so that this is probably why I'm so smart now. Zoom, Between the Lions, Arthur. Bro, they had everything. This is why I was learning so much. This is exactly why I'm a doctoral candidate right now. Why I passed all the tests. This dude right here. Ironically, it's the white man. I'm just saying. This is amazing stuff. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I'm going to get up out of here, but Trump, you showed your ass this time around. You really did. At the end of the day, I appreciate y'all. I'm still a little uptight about some things, but I can't get it out. I can't yell too much. You know, I gotta do some things in the morning. I got a job to do. I'm actually impacting real people, so directly, and I feel good about that. No crazy politics, no weirdness, just me, relationship building out true processes for that year. And then after that, you know, people go on and they'll figure it out. But we don't, even me, we don't save kids. We're not saving anybody. Let that sink in. We not saving nobody, man. You wanna know how I know? I was a college graduate. Well, am a college graduate. One time my old hood got shot at. I got shot at driving down, dropping one of my homies off. If it's gonna happen to you, it's gonna happen to you. So all these teachers talking about you saving, you're not saving anybody, bro. Stop it. Saving them from what? You helping them read. You helping them do math. What you saving them from though? You keeping them off the street. Okay, you keeping them off the street. Bro, they get home, they gonna do whatever they wanna do, bro. They get out your class, they gone. You're not saving anybody. Tell that to the people who got 3, 4, 5 degrees, still ain't experienced no type of freedom. I'm talking about true freedom, financial freedom. Tell that to the person that worked 2, 3 years. Perfect. Rap sheet, perfect. You wanted to make some changes? Okay, cool. Students learning? Absolutely. Good teacher. He still may not have that job at the end of that year. They may not offer him a contract back. What you saving them from? What are you talking about? Saving them from what? You'll have people come in who cannot, who seemingly don't qualify for their position. Whether it be you look at them and feel like they don't qualify, they don't have they don't have the skill set, they don't have the educational acumen, they don't have the hard set standard degrees, they don't have anything. And then you'll have people who will have everything and still be in jeopardy of losing a job. So what are you saving them from? You ain't saving them from shit, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. How about y'all put me in the room to these people that's saying that shit, man? And that I never hear people say that around me. I never hear people say that. Please stop the BS, bro. You don't know what's going on if you've been in one place your whole life. Stop it. See, a lot of people can't speak for themselves. In the community I come from, it's hard for them to speak for themselves, especially if they in those rooms. But when you go far enough, it just jump out to you. So now we could work. I'm out of here, man. It's 7:13, 7:15. As always, we're gonna get out of here on a corrective note in this simulation provided demonstration to show the people who you are, man. Show the high power who you are. Only then do we soar across the pages of life. Until next time, levitate.